Hello? Hi. Why are you saying that I'm dropping frames, OBS? We literally just started. No, my hat. I've been de-hatted within the first 5 minutes of stream. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Lobster. Hi, Barrick. How are y'all doing? Who's ready to hopefully finish this case? We're starting right off with a divination seance. Nice. Okay, so... Oh, wait, the incense burners were on. I'm surprised that I remembered your cat's name. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lobster. I have it copy-pasted onto a sticky note on my desktop. I'm waiting for my tea to cool off. Why? Because I thought it would be funny. You made a joke about it last time about needing to remember your cat's name. Like last time I made a comment about it. And so I literally copy pasted it onto a sticky note on my desktop. I feel like I'm sitting really far away from my microphone, but I don't know. Chat, how do I sound? Sound good? Okay, cool. Waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice. So, technically speaking, this statement is incorrect. I want to suggest sight here. Your benevolence, this insight is inconsistent with the vision.
Oh, please do tell. Where exactly does this inconsistency lie, Hornhead?
Well, it's kind of hard to say, especially when you put me on the spot like this. You know, the funny thing about the whole grape juice thing, the grape juice is actually grape juice. That's not a censorship thing. The defense will only present opinions that won't collapse under pressure. Guess I'd better take a closer look at the insights in the vision before I try again. Apollo, stop, you're blowing it for us. Mr. Wright, you just kind of threw me in the deep end here. Well, yeah, but usually whenever you're given the option to sink or swim, you usually are one of the ones who swims. Yes, but you really need to stop putting me in positions where, like, sink or swim are the only two options. Oh, wait. Maybe it's because this is listed as man's voice and not Dirk's voice? Who drowned, Ace? Who did you drown?
Objection!
Yeah, it's because it's listed as man's voice and not Dirk's voice. Your benevolence. There seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation.
An inconsistency? Where?
Minister Inga is far too relaxed for what is supposedly about to take place. When he heard the voice you claim is Dirk's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. That's strange, right? He was waiting for Dirk to arrive with the Founder's Orb. But when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind?
Then whose voice was it?
It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend.
Objection!
Objection. My husband didn't have any friends. But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice can only have belonged to Dirk.
Voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Apollo, don't we have something that could reveal the owner of the mystery voice? You know, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Dirk. With it, we just might be able to figure out whose voice it was. I believe we can identify the male voice Minister Inga heard with this. Is it the list? Oh my god. Just fucking... I just had a thought. I just had a thought. I think Ace Attorney might be trying to pull a 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors on me. I think that Inga has prosopagnosia, so he can't tell people's faces apart. And that's why he's got listings of their clothes here. It could be Nanya. Nanya could be the other voice. This one?
Huh?
You sure that's really going to help? No, I'm not sure. Yes, as sure as the sun rises in the east. I don't know. Ace Attorney has pulled stuff like that before. Like, it's not off the table for Ace Attorney.
You sure are confident. However, I fail to see a connection of any sort.
Unlike the sun, it seems the defense couldn't find the energy to rise to the occasion. Ah, guess that was a bit too fly-by-night. Just know there's something that can help us identify the male voice. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and make a confidence save for now. I'm also gonna slide slightly closer to my microphone so that I don't shrimp, hopefully. I probably will shrimp anyway, but... We don't have the cell phone as a piece of evidence. I'm gonna throw the crime scene photo just to see, like...
Take that!
That's my father's.
I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at the photo? I like how I slid forward and now I have to slide my microphone off to the side because it's slightly too close to me. And if I slide back, my chair will take... If I give my chair an inch, it'll take a mile. I swear, it's so dumb. My chair like, really only, like, sitting at specific spots because my floor mat underneath it is absolutely fucked. I've used this floor mat for, like, 3 years, and it's completely broken to pieces. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo of your dead dad? I just wanted to remind you that your dad is dead. There's something here that can point us toward the identity of the voice. This is the real source of the man's voice.
Take that!
A cell phone?
Right. I believe that the voice that the voice the minister heard was of a call on this cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your eminence's view on the matter?
I concede the possibility. Then it seems I must refine my vision. It appears that the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates.
Why do you suppose he was talking to one of them then?
My father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Dirk and the rest of you.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. And that somewhere is, I think my tea should be cooled off. Might sound stupid, but it seems like letting my tea sit for like 20 minutes is about the golden area. What did I have to present? It was, the man's voice was, basically, I had to present the man's voice in the vision because he wasn't, you know, like, freaking out over Dirk being there. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence. I believe you have an insight to revise.
I know, Barbed Head. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty.
So the voice was coming from the phone. That's good to know. There might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Well, let's take another look at Rafa's insights and really focus on the various sensations. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Lion's roar. Oh, dog's bark. I think it's this, because the, statement from Rafa said that this happened at 2.
Objection!
What? That should have been correct, I swear to God. I did just make a confidence save, right?
Objection!
I didn't pick the correct statement. Your benevolence. I'm making a fool out of myself. Uh... Drinking grape juice while gazing upon a picture of the Holy Mother. Then took a call from a subordinate at Palace. I wonder if it's presenting the dog at this. Yo, hi Minnie, how are you doing? It's been a hot minute. Also, I hope you had a good birthday stream. But yeah, for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a variety streamer, stream lots of RPGs, lots of visual novels. I'm a Celeste speedrunner. Play lots of randomizer.
And I've been told that I have a really nice voice, though I haven't really had to warm it up much this stream.
But yeah, how was your stream? I hope it was good. Hmm. Yearly playthrough of Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Started a randomizer for it? Ooh, nice.
Objection!
Your benevolence. Can you please make things a little bit more simple for my smooth brain? Hmm.
Objection!
Oh! Okay, I see it. It's not a lion roar. It's, he took a call from one of his subordinates in the bazaar because they weren't in the palace. It wasn't an actual lion's roar. It was the warbod, the bird, that sounds like a lion. I hate to break it to you, Your Benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again.
What do you mean? Again?
Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. You may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, Your Benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to his subordinate at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory.
What do you mean by that?
A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Do you think those, like, black screen transitions between the, between these segments, because they take an extra little bit, do you think those are intentionally long to give the 3DS load time and they just didn't remove them? Don't you find that strange? You claim the call was with someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there?
No. The only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog.
Aw, she has a pet frog. That's adorable. Wait, that giant one in front of the minister's house is her pet?
Besides, there aren't any lions in Kurine. We don't even have any zoos. A rather sad state of affairs, I'm afraid.
Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. The lion's roar coming from the phone is actually from something hanging out in the bazaar. Isn't that the cry of the warbod over in the bazaar? Your Benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me?
Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. What's this?
Just as I suspected. It was the call of a warbod. That means the subordinate Minister Inga was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace.
But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have?
She's right. Is it important to know where the call was made? It's very important. It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means the loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot.
But I can think of no other item that makes such a noise in the area.
Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. I'm just thinking of the fucking Danganronpa meme that's like, tell him, Naegi. Tell Rafa the real source of that sound. Will do.
Well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosive sound?
Take that!
What is that?
It's I'll be your guide's statement. In it, he claims that Dat's a rebel threw a firecracker at him while he was at the bazaar.
Then...
Yes, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding.
Objection!
And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Minister Inga's gun. How do you explain that?
Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? My throat is not playing ball with me tonight. I don't know why. Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? I gotta take my jacket off. It's starting to get hot. Oh. Possession. Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged?
No, I have none.
Wait a second. If that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been? No, it can't be. Oh, it can, and it is. The laugh came from none other than the Joker who got a kick out of startling Albie with his dragon snot snaps. That happy-go-lucky Dat's a rebel.
What?
Somebody should really put a leash on that guy. I shudder to think how one man could be the cause of so much trouble. Hey there, AJ, PW. Y'all can thank me later. No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Rebel. Your benevolence, do you need to revise your insight?
It would appear so.
Real. Well, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rafa's insight once again. Okay. I think I've got this down now. Time to find another inconsistency. Okay. Hi, Maddie. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a confidence save. I'm thinking that I need to point to the laughter here.
Objection!
Did the murder really happen at 3 p.m.? I mean, if the laugh is coming from the phone, then is it something Mr. Ingo would have really heard at 3 p.m.?
The call came from the bazaar.
I might need to go get, like, normal water.
A place where such sounds as laughter can be heard at any time. Even if that was Dats, he could very well have been laughing like a fool at 3 p.m.
Yeah, you have a point there.
A Hornhead. I'd advise you to think again, carefully.
I think you're getting warmer, but you're still a little off. Isn't there another sensation that could more definitively pinpoint the time of the call? You know, something that could only occur at a certain time. Right. Oh, it's the Warbud, I think. Except the Warbud also cries at the top of every hour, so... Fuck it, we ball.
Objection!
Your benevolence, it appears that I'm incorrect yet again.
Objection!
Okay, you're right, it was the, Your benevolence, there's a glaring problem with this insight.
There is?
You stated that the murder happened around 3 p.m., which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of the loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3 p.m.? It's an obvious statement. Again. I'm like 90% sure.
Take that!
Albeit guide statement. Again? Yes, because to summarize what he said, at around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker and ran into the palace courtyard. Around 2 p.m.? That's right, 2 p.m. Not 3 p.m.
Are you suggesting?
I think you know where I'm going with this. Datz's laugh, the cry of the warbod, and the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Minister's Inga's death. Also have a banana next to your name now? Yeah, nice. Very banana. What is that like, because like the Twitch badges are something that Twitch gives to you for like certain things, right? I wonder what that Twitch badge is for. Thanks to Albi's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all of these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3, as we had originally thought. Or rather than 3, as we had originally thought.
Dare I ask? That wasn't quite my voice. Dare I ask?
It means the murder took place a full hour before Dirk entered the tomb.
Pulkunka! Ugh. How can this be? Are you saying that I, the very personification of the law, have been mistaken?
Her fake nails broke. Huh. Now you'll see why justice will always prevail. Peace, peace, I say. Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. Ah, you're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore, need I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference?
Oh, wait, 2 o'clock? That's when... My mother was performing the rite of channeling.
The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me.
The royal residence. It would have been virtually unguarded.
Which means the real killer could have easily slipped in unseen to Amara's tomb. Defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Objection.
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. That the face did not appear this time is mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been clear as day. He's got a point there. He, like, 100%, this man has prosopagnosia. The only reason I know that is from Zero Escape. Like, the only reason I know why it's, or know that it's called prosopagnosia is from Zero Escape. I fucking love Zero Escape. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. Question is, why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold, because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga, precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so sure of anything, or of something like that? Wow, that was weird. Wow, Apollo, that was really weird and stilted delivery. Well, the text box was formatted weird, and I just had a dyslexia moment, Mr. Wright. A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Then, are you saying this is literally how Inga saw the world? Yes, we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. Laxative. Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk. But if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really? Well, defense, do you have anything to show this court? Enjoy your lurk, Lobter. I need you to know that if Sachi was here, Sachi would be losing their shit at this, by the way. Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll look the evidence over again. What explains why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in the seance vision? It's the list, the notepad, yeah.
Take that!
A notepad? Yes, it was found in Minister Inga's room. And it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics. And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How? The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It's who he saw... It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being. And why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics.
Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me.
Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you?
He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there's no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his abilities to recognize faces.
Yes!
The medical term for it is prosopagnosia.
So Mr. Wright was right. She said the funny zero escape thing. Prosopagnosia is actually like a really interesting like thing. I don't like, you know, I don't claim to like fully understand it, but I find it interesting as like a concept because like when you think about like not being able to recognize people's faces, it's so foreign of a thought to a lot of people who like, you know, it's something that kind of flies under the radar, so you don't really think about it, like what it would be like living with that sort of deal. And I find it interesting.
The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is a precedent for this.
So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right. So there's someone who's both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence? Who knew about your husband's condition?
A small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me. Surely you're not about to insinuate that I committed this crime.
You could have. You could have. You're spot on. You're spot on, Your Majesty. You are the criminal here. Oh, no, Your Eminence. Still, could she have done it? Garen has an alibi, remember? Oh, right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case... Your Eminence, does Nanya know about Minister Inga's disorder?
Of course she does. She is our head servant.
So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the princess's personal attendant, she's familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would.
Objection!
You witless lawyer. How quick you are to forget the facts.
Facts like?
When Inga was last seen alive. You claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30.
Did completely forget about that. No, there must be some mistake. She had him killed and then channeled him? Is that what we're getting at? Actually, thinking about it, the prosopagnosia angle for Inga was actually foreshadowed a bit earlier because when Inga met with Phoenix the second time, he basically hit Phoenix with a "who the fuck are you?" And it seemed like he was just being arrogant at the time, but he literally couldn't have recognized him.
So you see, the murder could have only happened at 3 p.m. The hour Dirk entered the tomb. There's no other answer to this puzzle.
Why don't we ever get to make up answers like Garen makes up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. I see. And without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Time to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Like a way to make people witness the living dead? It's like some kind of TV show. It's like that don't happen in real life. Apollo? Did you just... I did. I figured it out. I know how to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., He was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will. 'Cause I have no idea what you're talking about. You never have any idea what I'm talking about, Judge. You never listen. This is why we broke up. The Minister Inga her benevolence saw was, in fact, someone channeling him. It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right. And there are only two people capable of spirit channeling here in Kurine. Her Eminence, Queen Garen, and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the Minister.
It would seem that you're ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen?
Eminence, I believe you had completed the channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there, too. Yuta has to keep up with her schedule, too. What doesn't she make him do? Then that leaves only Maya. Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her power toward nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her.
That cannot be.
So then, Inga's scream. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet, thinking he'd just had a nightmare. Then realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange. He raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead. Then, her benevolence really did see a dead man running. Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime. How can this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand. Well, Your Eminence, will you allow a new witness?
It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments.
Insult me all you want, witch. He'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. How does the Sonic Adventure 2 thing go? I found you, faker. Faker? You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words. Very well, let us adjourn until the next witness is ready. Court Segment 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Talk about some really close shaves.
Hell, you can't get a closer shave than Headsman brand blades, that's for sure. Trial's not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted.
Still, you were able to fight back the queen herself in there.
Hell, maybe with Miss Faye's help, I won't have to keep playing her game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. But that's all it was, so she should be okay.
Barbed head. Hornhead.
Oh, hello, Your Benevolence. Princess Rafa, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal priestess.
It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude.
Oh, don't mention it.
I know. I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage.
Oh, that's okay, Your Benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. Ace Attorney devs be like, look at this animation, it was so expensive. Yeah.
But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know.
Hey, you lawyers, where's the accused? Huh? Dirk? That's a good question. Blew big time, AJ. That's? Shut up, you. What's going on? A scoundrel tried to escape with the accused. What? We're able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant? I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that. So, Dirk's on the lam now? Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye. Vanished? You wanna know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. What? Don't tell me he's gone to rescue her. That's what I am telling you. That's why I helped him escape in the first place. Tats, do you realize what you've done? Hell, what's done is done. Still, why'd he choose to go rescue her now? Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me. Don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as he frees Amari, you'll see. That's not the point, Dats. Listen, lawyer, you let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. Trials will now resume. See to it that you're ready. Wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant? Those are her eminence's orders, so you'll return to the courtroom at once. Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. I'm getting a sinking feeling that we're not gonna finish this tonight. Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. What do you think, Your Eminence? Could we proceed without the accused?
Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare keep me waiting.
Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings?
Then I shall simply revise it. As you can see from this picture I've drawn myself as the Chad, and you as the Virgin. As ruling sovereign of Kurain, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia.
You could totally make the fucking, I've drawn myself as the Chad and you as the Virgin meme out of that. Like, I wonder if anybody has made a blank template out of that. Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with the proceeding. I really hope that, Garen's, like, fucking around with the laws, like, ends up catching her in her own little web. Will the witness, Miss Maya Fey, please approach the stand? Sorry to summon you like this, Maya.
Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick.
I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It was my idea.
Huh? And you are...
Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you.
Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice. And a bit of an unreliable streak, right?
Unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since. How long do you think it takes for Maya to get dressed? I mean, she's wearing like a kimono, right? And kimonos are like notoriously a pain in the ass to get in and out of.
So, why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again?
Huh? I guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Fey, this is a trial for Dirk Sadmati, and you're here as a witness. Bet it takes her at least an hour to get dressed, probably. You're here as a witness.
What? Dirk's been arrested? But...
That's not exactly the reason, or the reaction I was expecting. Yeah, I was laughing at that, like, of course she would assume she's been accused of yet another murder. She literally just got done being fucking kidnapped. Miss Fey, you're suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
What?
One allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least that's what the defense claims.
Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How could you even reach that conclusion?
How is it that this portrait, like, this specific face looks exactly like her, younger self? Like, they did such a good job of recreating her original pose here that it just looks like her non-aged up version. Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense. Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Miss Fey?
Yes, Your Majesty. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I'd never go quietly along with someone's criminal plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
Seems the witness doesn't believe she's ever channeled Justice Minister Inga.
And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you?
Yes, of course. Doesn't seem like Miss Fey is lying. Apollo. Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. I guess I'd better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first.
Hold it!
You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct?
Uh-huh. I was exhausted after being held captive for so long.
That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he?
Oh, no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plume Punisher. Acting like a brat netted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me.
Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here?
He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who's responsible for pushing those execution papers through. Oh, that. Approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief.
With a wife like her, he's probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup.
In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that happened, I know I didn't channel Minister Inga.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him.
Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know?
Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time. Is that correct?
Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time.
Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nanya in the tomb, dressed as Dirk?
Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I'd remember if I saw something as crazy as that.
Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right.
Hold it!
You didn't have a chance to channel him. Does channeling someone take a long time?
Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up, literally. So there was no way for me to make the channeling mujer with my hands to do it.
Right. She really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right?
Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of a session. And they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want.
That's... The spirit channeling stuff in Spirit of Justice doesn't really, like, work quite the way that it was explained in the original trilogy. And it's a little bit weird that they retconned it, but... I guess that doesn't directly contradict with something, but... So I take it you can do that too, Miss Faye?
Of course. It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, Ace Spirit Medium.
That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me.
Uh-huh. I'll show you childish, Nick.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes?
course not. Spirit channeling is my bread and butter. And I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo?
Well, till finger pointing and objection became deadly, I don't see how they can be used.
Wow, you're a regular Mr. Smarty Pants, just like Nick. Anyways, always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback.
I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. I mean, I don't think that would necessarily be a retcon. It would just be a unreliable narrator situation. There's a difference. Yes, please.
Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. Though I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
Hold it!
Sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye.
Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs.
Sorry. I didn't realize, Wait, we're in a court of law.
Yeah, I know.
And what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding?
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
You made a promise to Dirk?
Uh-huh. A pretty big one.
I think this is about all you're going to get out of her. Oh, fuck. Is Dirk already dead? And Maya was channeling Dirk? Oh my god, if Dirk is already dead and Maya had been channeling Dirk and that's why he disappeared. I do really like how the spirit channeling angle being a thing that's in play here gives you like doubt about every character. I think this is about all you're gonna get out of her. Yeah.
Enough. The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you?
Oh, evidence, huh?
There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind.
That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest. All Maya needs is her own body. Defense has no evidence to offer. I'll have to end this cross-examination. What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there would be something to complete the deception. Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled? Oh, there is! You bet there is. You bet there is.
Really?
Well, now. You're bluffing, I take it. I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right? Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means... he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. Aha! Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Fey channeled Justice Minister Inga?
Take that!
Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence?
What? What was that doing in the tomb?
Ah, so you recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket?
Huh? I don't get where you're going with this.
Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa. Especially if he were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him. Miss Fey, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them.
What?
Uh-oh. She seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo.
Objection!
Miss Fey? Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Karkul Kurain, right? That is correct. In part. But there's more. Much more. Inga Karkul...
Oh my god.
Called Disnam Biani Laga Ormo Pompous Danet Aredias Kurain.
What is this? There's some puns in here. Oh, wait. It's, I don't know what Inga Karkol is, but it's how could this name be any longer or more pompous than it already is? Oh my fucking god. How could this name be any longer than or more pompous than it already is? Cool. This is the worst one. This is this is the worst one. Series worst name.
That is his true name.
Could it be any longer?
Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Miss Fey, did you know his true name? No, I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet a medium must show, or must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel.
So then, Miss Fey couldn't have channeled Minister Inga?
That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know? And didn't like thanks to that last trial.
I can't believe this. Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. Please tell me they updated his name in the profiles. They didn't. I'm so sad. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off some wrong assumption again.
Apollo? I was thinking.
Yes?
Since I didn't channel Minister Inga, is it possible that somebody else did?
Someone else. But who else could it have been?
I haven't thought that far yet. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we?
Ugh. I don't care what Garen says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who's capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters.
Well, I'm waiting, Defense. And you know how much I despise waiting.
Yes, but there is someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. It's just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now.
So the Defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then.
Let's have a safety save first. With pleasure.
Horned Devil. Who could have channeled Minister Inga?
Take that!
Nanya.
Your Eminence said it yourself.
That's right. Nanya never did go to the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters.
How do you know?
It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nanya.
And then there's her benevolence's statement. She said that Nanya disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterward.
You're not seriously suggesting.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Nanya channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since. And why only the minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence.
No way!
That's gotta be it. Nanya must have somehow channeled the minister. All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nanya isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense calls Nanya to the stand. Well, Your Eminence.
Very well then. Let us call Nanya to testify.
Yes. Now we can finally crack this case wide open. Let us adjourn while the witness is summoned.
There is no need. Nanya is in the waiting lobby.
What? Nanya's here. I thought she'd gone missing.
It seems she was feeling unwell, and simply wished to rest undisturbed. But her concern for Rafa brought her here today.
She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or consent. I'm betting there's more to her disappearing act than meets the eye, Apollo. Miss Nanya, do you understand why you've been summoned here today?
Yes, of course. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I've committed a crime.
So this is Nanya. It's quite the hairdo. How in the world do you contain this under your hat?
Though I will say... I suppose I'm not as old as I thought. If this horn-headed nincompoop would take me for a criminal...
Nincompoop? Isn't that Rafa's favorite insult? I guess Nanya rubbed off on her, what with all the time they spent together.
You there, young hornhead.
Yes?
You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have, young folk. Young folk are so wonderfully open-minded.
Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice. Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private quarters. You know, I can't help but notice that she has the same color. She has different colored eyes, though. That doesn't quite line up. She has the same spot, though, and the same color hair.
I was feeling under the weather yesterday, and decided to rest these weary bones. And besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Kurine. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garen is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass, Maya Fey. And there you have it. It seems we've summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nanya could just channel spirits is a most amusing jest, or unamusing jest.
On the surface, anyway. Our line of reasoning has led us to this end, that Nanya channeled Inga's spirit. All right, the defense may now question the witness.
Hold it!
Albi's dog stole your hat when you were in the courtyard yesterday afternoon. Was it after that that you decided to take a rest?
I had been feeling unwell all day, and had pushed myself too hard. I kept feeling weak and dizzy, and that dirty mongrel only served to worsen my condition.
While I sympathize with you, Nanya, You took the whole day off without informing Princess Rafa. She was very worried about you, you know?
Oh, how very kind of her benevolence. Also, my name is Nana, but
Well, you see, Maddie's been pronouncing it wrong the entire game, so we're not changing it at the last case.
but she need not concern herself with the welfare of a mere servant such as I.
Except to Rafa. Nanya's not just a mere servant.
To even think that a mere commoner could channel spirits or slay a minister. What hogwash.
I hope this voice is, like, loud enough that it comes through alright.
Hold it!
I hear you're the head servant. Isn't that right?
Are you suggesting my position affords me the ability to channel spirits?
Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's possible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure.
I think not. For that goes against the very underpinnings of the Kingdom of Kurine. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It's not simply some hobby one can take up in the manner of knitting or gardening.
So commoners could never become a medium, no matter how hard they tried.
That is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead. Only members of the royal family. I'm reading the green text again.
Hold it!
Death. Okay then. What if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Nanya? Like a distant relative or something.
I am from a line of humble fishermen, all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I've never heard talk of a royal blood or noble ancestry.
Apollo, if spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter, then even with a royal ancestor, it'd be impossible to learn without the right training.
It is as the Barbed One says. It also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the Kingdom of Kurine, and your country's Kurain village.
Why aren't things falling into place like I expected? I would ask the witness to continue her testimony.
Hold it!
Queen Amara was the victim of an assassination, right?
Yes. Oh, she was a beautiful, gentle soul. But she fell in love with a man of dubious origins, and was murdered in a terrible blaze. Fate can be so cruel.
Except she's actually still alive. Poor Nanya's yet another follower unwittingly praying over an empty sarcophagus. Amara, the queen who's been locked away, and her existence in this world erased. The fact that she's still alive shackles Nayuta to Garen's will. Nayuta, only reason you're still standing there by that woman's side is because you're afraid of what would happen to Amara otherwise, right?
We need not recount such ancient history. Let us continue with the witness's testimony.
Hold it!
Miss Faye was being held hostage. She was completely tied up and didn't even know Minister Inga's true name, making it impossible for her to kill or channel him.
Bah, I know nothing of that.
Objection!
Listen, you horned devil. Were you not just insisting that it was Maya Fey who channeled Minister Inga? My, how quickly you change your tune.
No, I'm just quick on my feet when new information presents itself. Also quick to force my biggest smile when times like these demand it. It's great that you're following my advice, Apollo. But try not to look so forced while you do, would you? Nanya is right about one thing, though. Only those of the royal bloodline can be spirit mediums in Khura'in. Common folk like us are out of luck. Yeah, I guess so. Still, I think I'll finally be able to, I'll finally be close to connecting all the dots once I point one very big thing out. The real question is, which do I present this against?
Objection!
Nope, that was incorrect. Don't you think that statement was a little odd? Don't you think it's a little bit odd that the music hasn't stopped? Is it this?
Objection!
It was that. Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction. Except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case. Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation? Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nanya's testimony. Go on. She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because in Khura'in, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits. I fail to see the problem in that statement, defense. Hold on, I'm getting to it, Your Majesty. Nanya stated an absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive. At the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nanya channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came running out screaming despite having been killed at 2 p.m. So is Nanya actually Amara? The eye color threw me off, but it could be. That would mean that Nanya channeled Inga. Even though supposedly, only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait. Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright, you may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but... What? I can at least establish the possibility. I think it'll give us the break we need. Wait a sec. Are you going to propose what I think you are? Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Garen is the only remaining spirit medium in Khura'in.
horned devil! You mustn't!
Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. Thank you for the hydrate, Not. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence? Will the defense please explain who is shown in the photograph? The person in this photo is the previous queen, Amara... I don't remember how I pronounce this. Sigator? Kurain. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much still alive. What? That's nonsense. Take a good look at the law book in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could have only been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination. Amara's still alive? Is the lawyer gone mad? Well, I personally find it hard to believe. I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense. Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yet according to Dirk, she's actually being held captive somewhere. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Among us, bottom text. Here, in this very courtroom today. How? Do not be deceived, Your Majesty. The Red Pepper is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is the cunning lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, there's no need to fear his forked tongue.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, prosecutor, because you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough. Is that so? It's my turn now, Yuta, to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as Nanya.
Take that!
But that's... This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga. Someone with intimate knowledge of the divination seance. Medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Condense these traits into one person, and you get a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nanya. Your true identity is the former queen, Amara, and the killer we've been looking for all along. What?
Objection!
Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even in the depths of hell.
Oh my, such frightening allegations.
Indeed, and absolutely ludicrous to boot. Her Eminence Queen Amara yet lives. And is actually Miss Nanya here? We've truly gone off the deep end. Does it count as a win for your guess if you said the queen did it and it turned out to be a different queen? I still think Garen did it. You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Your Eminence. If Queen Amara truly is dead, You should be able to channel her spirit. Right here, right now. Isn't that correct?
I can deny it no longer. The lawyer speaks the truth. Nanya, the woman who stands here before us, is Amara, the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago.
Kunka! Finally. Finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Nanya, no. Amara Kurain, I'm not saying your middle name again. Please drop the act and tell us what really happened.
Oh, dearie me. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young hornhead.
Very long sleeves. Amara Sigma Male Kurain. I'm expecting, yeah. Oh my god, she's doing a magical girl transformation? Holy shit. Whoa!
I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Kurain. It is I, Amara Sigma Male Kurain, your former queen.
Queen Amara! What? Ah! I just realized fucking Amara and Garen's voices are gonna be like the same. And I thought Garen's makeover was extreme. Can it really be true? You are alive and well.
It is true, and I feel as if I've been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I've caused all of you a great deal of distress. Amara.
I think I'm just gonna go higher pitched for Amara and then lower pitched for Garen.
I'm sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It's quite all right, Garen. I'm safe now. For Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life, will be recaptured soon enough. I need not conceal my identity any longer.
Queen Amara, what does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago?
I barely escaped that blaze with my life. But though I survived, I knew that scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne to my dear younger sister, Garen.
But the building of that great tomb, and disguising yourself as a lowly servant, why would you do such a thing?
Garen, I would have you explain. I wished for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her. And it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant?
Is this the medieval version of Ace Attorney or something? Funny enough, Tulip, it is not. The medieval version of Ace Attorney is the Great Ace Attorney. This is Ace Attorney 6. This still has Phoenix and everybody in it. Also, hi Armia, how are you doing? And how are you doing, Tulip? She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Armia... Or wow, Armia, you're in the game apparently. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. Medieval version is the latent crossover? Yeah, I guess. I guess, the Great Ace Attorney is closer to, like, Victorian. Doing pretty good. This series goes fucking crazy, and I love it. Can't believe you're being held captive in some far-off place. Yeah. Truly. Never even guessed she was living as a servant right in plain sight.
I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is a quiet, humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties.
Wait a minute. This isn't Amara. This isn't Amara. She's missing the face tattoos. Does she have them in the other picture? Can I look at the other picture? Yeah. That's not Amara. She claims to be Amara. Or at least something weird is going on because she has different face tattoos. And that's a very important detail.
It is a quiet, humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. And it's all because of you, Hornhead.
You should consider yourself lucky if that's all this ends with.
If there is something you wish to say, then say it.
Doesn't matter who you are, you won't escape the crime you've committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer. What's this? Who'd accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A Grand Priestess of Kuraianism. You can't do that. She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people. If you commit the crime, you better be ready to do the time. But be you a priest, saint, queen, or god? I've never met such an egalitarian? I don't know what that word means. Egalitarian person. Queen Amara, in your years disguised as Nanya, you would have learned about Minister Inga's disorder. So you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right?
What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer.
Egalitarian, all people are equal and deserve equal rights / opportunities. Hi, Jaemon. I'm doing pretty good.
Me, the one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself.
You may be a grand figure in Kuraianism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me.
It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with accusations of a murder most foul.
Please, Queen Amara, forgive his impudence. Lawyer knows not what he speaks.
Fear not, good Majesty, for this is the Sacred Hall of Justice. Though I am a Grand Priestess on this stand, I am but a witness like any other. I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence.
Your compassion overfloweth, your mercifulness.
Oh, young lawyer. In my benevolence, I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw.
Huh? There's a flaw.
Nayuta.
Yes, your mercifulness.
Who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered?
Dirk Sadmati, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inga. I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga. What? Why not?
Do not keep the defense waiting, Nayuta. Explain how wrong he truly is.
Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rafa, saw Minister Inga enter the tomb at around 2:30 p.m. They're basically saying she wasn't there when the police cordoned off the area, so she couldn't be the one who killed him, which doesn't really hold up to scrutiny. But it's Ace Attorney. Yet you, the defense, claim the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb. Oh, yeah. Had she tried to exit before you all arrived? Princess Rafa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. Ugh. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense? No, she wasn't.
Now do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood.
Ugh. Ah!
Well, that was entertaining, Prosecutor Sadmati. Assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name.
You wish for me to take over?
Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. What a poignant fate you bear, but bear it you must. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Eminence.
And there you have it, Your Majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of this sacred hall to your authority once more.
Why, thank you, Your Eminence. Now then, Your Mercifulness, your testimony, if you please. She's sending out Nayuta like he's a fucking Pokemon. Like an actual JRPG villain. She really is built like a JRPG villain, though. Also, I have to, I'm gonna hit you with a quick BRB. I will be back in just a moment. I return.
Now I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from this sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmati for his crimes.
Oh, such marvelous testimony. You are truly a treasure, your mercifulness.
This too is but by the grace of Her Holiness. No doubt my unmasking here today was her will as well.
Can my stupid fucking chair stop rolling backward, please? Oh my. Holy Mother, you say? The squeaky gamer chair.
Yes. Surely Her Holiness has guided me to this witness stand.
Oh my god. Fucking Disney animals.
And to the purity of truth.
Oh, how magnificent. Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger, here on Earth. Praise be for Queen Amara. Blessings upon her mercifulness. Where did those animals even come from? Now then, the defense may question the witness. But remember, she's a Grand Priestess, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony. I'm doing this just in case it's one of those things where it's like a press equals penalty.
Hold it!
My theory is utterly absurd and barbarous.
And high-handed, if I may say so. Nayuta was right to call you putrid-minded. Surely even the monkeys of Mount Pony's holy waterfalls could devise a better theory.
Surely you can steal better insults than Nayuta's best.
Now then, to all of you gathered in this sacred hall, need I remind you?
Hold it!
Well, maybe. You were hiding inside the sarcophagus. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you'd have no trouble opening it.
If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave.
Guess not. If I might ask, what is in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so...
There is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within. Could discover the final hope. My continued corporeality.
You completely lost me. In other words, it's empty. But no one dared open it because they were too scared of the curse.
Now, will you dispense with your theory? It is as empty as my sarcophagus.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm still... I'm still a little bit, confused with it, but I definitely think somebody channeled Dirk. And I feel like... I feel like Dirk's real body could be in the sarcophagus. And then he was channeled by Amara to frame him. I don't know, there's too many steps to that, though. Because that would require... I guess that would mean that Dirk had been channeled by Amara for, like... the whole day, basically.
Hold it!
I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder.
Very good. But that very truth refutes your theory. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb, the moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene.
Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. Yeah, spirit channeling. Spirit channeling's a thing at the point that Viv and I are at, actually. But... Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. The only living souls in the tomb at that time were Dirk Sadmati and Maya Fey. Ugh.
Be it in this life or the next, there is no escaping such simple truths.
So... Okay. Assuming that my idea is correct, that would mean that Dirk went in, got killed, and the blood that led to the coffin was Dirk's blood, which means that he got killed by Amara, who went in looking like Inga. She killed Dirk, stuffed him in the coffin, killed Inga, and then channeled Dirk's spirit for like 25 hours straight after that. I don't know, I like this theory. I personally think that Dirk is already dead at this point, which is a bit sad, but he was going on and on about like, oh, you know, I'm going to die soon. But like, I also think that that could have been a I'm actually already dead.
Hold it!
There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today.
A reason? Ah, perhaps.
Perhaps what?
Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life.
What's this?
Objection!
No, no, no. It's definitely not like that, your mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all those years ago.
That that was only because he had the audacity to claim, "It wasn't me, you must believe me." It was my duty as a wife to her husband. To bend an ear to him, was it not? Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage.
Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me.
That is why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me.
That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless.
Do you understand now, lawyer?
This is bad. Judge isn't going to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... Or normal people. Ah, maybe. Maybe what? Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder. Very well, defense. Do explain. I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear. Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb? She channeled someone. All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else. Why, I believe that actually makes sense. What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara?
You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder?
Oh! What the? Ah! Mercy, your mercifulness! How dare you spew such vile blasphemy, defense? You'll retract your last statement, or face immediate execution.
No, good Majesty. It is quite all right. Kurayanism also teaches that we must respond at all times with a reasoned principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation.
You have something to counter with.
Indeed. Now, are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel.
Dirk's dead.
However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. And that was Minister Inga, the only others there right after this murder. Were Dirk and Miss Faye.
Ah.
Had I channeled Inga as you allege? Well, the outcome would have been quite odd to say the least. For there beside the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. So you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling.
It's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim? Someone we haven't identified yet.
How absurd.
If you channeled someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Another victim. Queen Amara. Please add your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wasn't there some sign of another victim there in that tomb? And yet, why do I sense I'm not going to like what I'm about to find out? I'm gonna make a confidence save, because that was a lot of talking. Yeah, Dirk's definitely already dead.
Objection!
I can't believe I'm presenting this. But it proves that there was another victim. Still, the only ones here at the scene of the crime were... Or there at the scene of the crime were... No, it can't be. Will the defense care to share something with us? Queen Amara, you knew, didn't you?
Whatever are you talking about?
You won't tell this court, then I will. Well, don't keep us waiting. This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead. But a second victim, Apollo? Queen Amara, after you channeled Minister Inga and moved to the tomb, shit, I bit my tongue, you vanished from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered.
Oh, you putrid pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips. But suppose I indulge you and play along with your little delusion. Tell me, Mr. Justice, who was the other victim?
Increase the counter. There's no way this can be true. But... no, I can't stop now. If this is the truth, it's the only way forward to solving this case. The other victim who Queen Amara channeled was... Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. There's no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me. Dirk knew everything. Couldn't bring himself to tell me. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Couldn't accuse the love of his life. Sad truth is, The other victim channeled by Amara was...
Take that!
What? You can't. That's not possible. The defendant, Dirk Sadmati, is the one Queen Amara channeled. He's the other victim. This is insanity. Polkonka! Apollo, what are you? Do you realize what you're proposing?
Objection!
I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice. I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered, but the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me. I thought Garen was gonna be in the gallery. I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the room, or in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead and being channeled by Amara... But it can't be, can it? Dirk's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was the clincher for me. Clincher. Huh. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is Dirk had also been murdered.
Objection!
That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth. And you would not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertion. I'm very flustered by this, Apollo. Help. Nayuta. I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it, yes, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there's only one such place. You truly have proof. Fastest way would be actually have someone go check the tomb. Go check the tomb? But why? Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here.
Take that!
You would suggest Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that nobody would dare look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in there. But a body? Well, that's a horse of a different color. Which means... I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once. Your Eminence, being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we may now open it.
If we must.
Your Majesty, I believe Detective Sky is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Now then, Detective Sky, your report, if you please.
I'll start with my findings.
Please, please, please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were.
A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old.
A body? Detective Sky, tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base.
I have a photo of the body. And I have positively identified it as... Dirk Sadmati.
That's so sad. He was such a good dude. Dirk. No! Why? Why did this have to happen? Damn it, Dirk. Answer me! Ow. Can this be?
The traitorous snake. The very head of the insurgency. Murdered. Oh, what a joyous day. Those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under.
Who? What? Was I even fighting for? Apollo. What am I supposed to do now? Son. Lawyer. Never look the way you do right now. Fuck. You're gonna make me cry, game. A dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. But, Dirk, what if the truth is that you're... Apollo, in court tomorrow. You may find yourself faced with a truth that's difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. You believed in me that much, Dirk? Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now, not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine now. Apollo? Detective Sky.
Yes?
How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days?
I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. I believe that they're the cause of death.
At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then, who was channeling him? I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing suspicion. Yet also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this was who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States. It was Maya.
Take that!
Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding?
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
Made a promise to Dirk.
Uh-huh. A pretty big one.
Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out. And that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Miss Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he?
I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promise not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died.
So I was right then.
Apollo. There's something I need to tell you. It's about, you know, Dirk's final moments.
I'm listening, Miss Faye. What happened in his final moments?
It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder.
Hey, young lady, time to get you up and out of here.
It's that revolutionary guy.
I'm here to rescue you.
You are? Why?
I figured things were a little too quiet with that stem-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted.
But why would a rebel help me?
Let's go before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. Long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga. I know you're up to something, and I'm going to find out what. Ah! Ugh. That's got a smart. You become a real thorn in my side, see? It's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Ugh.
Dirk!
Ugh. Really think a pea shooter like that would kill a dragon? What in the... What are you, some kind of freak? Nuts to this!
Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. These ropes. I've gotta help you.
Relax. It's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way. But it doesn't look like I have much longer.
No, don't say that.
You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit.
Stop it! Don't give up like that!
If you do, untying a rope like that'll be child's play.
No! Please, hang in there! You can still make it!
Promise. Promise me. One thing, young lady. It's about my son.
Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. He said he wanted to see you one last time.
Fuck, you're making me cry, Gabe. Stop.
So he asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit.
Really said that?
Uh-huh. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance.
You just show up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice. Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk. Really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. I guess this means... it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb.
Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on.
I know, Miss Faye. And I won't disappoint him. And if you're ready to proceed, I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case? Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now. Very well, your explanation, please. Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m., the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Miss Faye, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 p.m., Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2 p.m. There was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Faye.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it? fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 p.m. She then went into his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then when Dirk entered at 3 p.m., she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body.
Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible.
Objection!
Actually, there is a way to do that. With a Magatama of parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave. Are you telling me that extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... That's right, Prosecutor Sadmati. And you've seen one in action before. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned a spent pale brown afterward. In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looked that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body, right?
I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all.
After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Faye in her usual outfit and tied her up. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then, Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Dirk, what was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? Who is this speaking?
So ultimately, it was all for naught.
Oh, it's Nayuta. Nayuta?
Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies.
Nayuta, how can you...
Shut to them!
Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams.
No. Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. I can't and I won't. Nayuta, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun.
Objection!
No.
Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 p.m., you have yet to substantively prove it. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was 2 p.m.? Well, no, I don't, but...
It seems further testimony will be required of me. As it would appear that I've fallen under suspicion, I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Sadmati, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sadmati to be the foul murderer that he was. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act.
As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Nayuta doing this? Garen shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Nayuta, what's left to chain you to her like this? Nayuta, do you have any brain cells left in that head of yours? You fucking idiot. You know what? Just for that, we're gonna go 37. Because every word that he said was extremely incorrect. Penalty. Very well then. Queen Amara, please proceed with your additional testimony.
Well done, lawyer. You've painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Kurain and its people.
Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today.
Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now.
Defense may proceed with its cross-examination.
Hold it!
And convincing others is all part of a lawyer's trade, so I'll take that as a compliment.
You would, wouldn't you? I suppose you have deceived countless souls with your lies. But I should not be surprised, considering you learned from him.
Him? You mean Dirk, right?
Yes, the man who deceived and seduced me. A grand priestess with his silver tongue.
We are still talking about the case, right?
Surely you've heard of a lady falling for the wrong man before. Ah, but to think that I, of all people, would fall under that devil's spell.
How? How did they ever get together in the first place? Let alone procreate?
I would advise all here today to beware this lawyer's silver tongue. Lest you too be unjustly painted as a criminal as I have been.
Hold it!
I admit I don't have any solid evidence. Yet. Mom channeled dad's dead body to murder dad's murderer, yeah. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime.
What on earth do you mean?
Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Kurine. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garen was with me and Mr. Wright while Miss Faye was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara.
Insolent lawyer.
Ah, forgive us, your mercifulness. Really, your majesty?
Objection.
But have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Kurine?
Oh my god. You know what? You're getting 5 for that, Nayuta.
Objection.
Oh, come on. What are the chances?
You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer. Which is why you've had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense?
Of course I can't. I can't prove a negative, Nayuta. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Which one can I actually prove? I can prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred.
It seems you're ever bent on painting me as the killer.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Very well. Let us see some evidence that proves I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not?
Objection.
Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you?
Why, that is...
We found it in the tomb, and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime.
Objection.
And I fail to see how it's relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused?
That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk had said it did himself.
He said that?
Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone.
Covering? How? For who?
There's a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's.
Take that.
That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yes, it is, and I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot on it. This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's.
Take that.
You'll notice that you'll notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant, except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it. Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own 2 of them, but in different colors? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair.
A pair.
If the blue pendant was Dirk's, And what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to?
Objection.
Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. I forgot what number I was at. 8. 48. You get 2 for that, I guess. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs.
Objection.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmati. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again. Now this is where it gets interesting. When we open this locket up, found a faint fingerprint inside, on the back of the lid to be exact. What? No. So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Queen Amara. It belongs to you, doesn't it?
Oh. Ugh.
Seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you.
Nayuta,
Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit. And he'd probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him.
But why would he do such a thing?
You really don't know? He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath and beyond. I have one more big secret. But I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used. But he kept quiet, all for your sake.
Dirk, why do you always...
Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Are you going to betray him now?
Dirk,
This cannot be. I refuse to accept it. Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime?
I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigadar Sigma Male Kurain, who slew Minister Inga.
That's preposterous! Why? This is beyond belief. Mother, why would you?
Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way.
The only way? In the end, Queen Amara and Dirk Sadmati. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile what he was, while he was still alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime. So why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could come back to haunt you.
I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband. Yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unable to discard this, or part with it for even a short time. As with Dirk, I've never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years.
That's why I was shit-talking him earlier and calling him awful.
Mother.
So she really believes it. That Dirk tried to assassinate her.
Your Majesty, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk innocent? I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm.
Okay, I see how this is going. It was... Okay, so I did say that the queen committed the crime. She didn't kill Inga. Well, one of the queens killed Inga, but, I'm 90% sure that, Garen started the fire. Very well then. Your Eminence, Prosecutor Sadmati, if you have no further objections...
This cannot be. My mother. I have no objections.
Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But... Very well then. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with an assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Sadmati. Your benevolence?
I cannot accept this.
Something the matter, your benevolence?
Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father.
What's with her all of a sudden? Is this some sort of lingering affection toward Nanya? Rafa.
Speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father? Yes, there is no mistake.
She's confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings.
Barbed Head! Hornhead! Are you going to let this stand?
Dirk's been proven innocent. He's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. Apollo, if you have any doubts, now's the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is a place for finding the whole truth. But it's all up to you. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue this trial? Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth. And the only way we'll ever find it is to continue this trial.
Hornhead!
Very well then. Will the defense please tell us this? What important fact about this case is yet to come to light? The motive? Queen Amara. There's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga?
That is a fair question, and one that I shall now answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Karkul Kurain. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity.
Further tragedy?
Over the past several years, Minister Inga had been rapidly expanding his power. He had established the secret police, and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat.
You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb, which led to Maya Fey's abduction?
Yes. Minister Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power. After which, he would assassinate Garen and usurp the throne. His machinations were reminiscent of that terrible tragedy of 23 years ago. And as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow a repeat of such events. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. The security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling. And Inga had barricaded himself into the tomb, with his hostage, away from prying eyes. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so... At 2 p.m., during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister.
My bracelet. Paulo. Yep. It seems this trial's far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. But if you want to keep on playing this game of hide and seek, and let's start with that last statement you made.
If I must.
This is the first time we're using Perceive in court since Apollo Justice.
Gotcha!
That was easy. Queen Amara. You're not very comfortable talking about the 2 o'clock rite of channeling, are you? I can tell because a finger on your left hand twitched almost imperceptibly when you did.
Oh.
And that pose you make. Is there something about your chest that makes you nervous?
Whatever do you mean?
Murder occurred at 2 p.m. And I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at the time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when she talks about the rite? Rite of channeling. Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? Queen Amara, I have here a picture of the rite of channeling. It was secretly taken by a certain individual.
Such insolence. I would have the perpetrator's name at once.
Sorry, no can do. You see, I, just happened to find it on the ground, so...
Do you take me for a fool?
How about we discuss the photo's origin a little later? Because right now, there's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. I just wish there was more to see in it than darkness and more darkness. We might be able to make out a few more details with some image adjustments. Let's ask Emma if she can help. Bailiff, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice.
Here you are. I was able to obtain a much clearer image by raising the brightness.
What's that right there? Injury? No, wait, I think it's a burn scar. What? Huh? So... Does that mean that Garen actually did do the murder? What? I'm confused. Wait a second. Your Eminence. Titties. You don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. What's going on here? If the person in this photo isn't Queen Garen, then who is it?
Take that!
Queen Amara. Person in this photo isn't Queen Garen. It's you posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise considering you're sisters. You don't look very similar right now. Even the shape and position of your facial tattoos are almost exactly the same. You're both capable of channeling spirits. Oh my god. Was it the fucking hair dye in... We found hair dye earlier in the case as a reference to a Dual Destinies case. Is that actually what this is? Therefore, it would have been easy for you to impersonate Queen Garen. Queen Amara, you have a burn scar on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. Look! It's the exact same burn scar as the one in the photo. I don't understand. I knew it. So the person in this photo really is... Yes, it's Queen Amara. This is absurd. Are you suggesting they switched places? Amara's confession earlier was also false? Mother, what is the meaning of this? Don't you see? This changes everything. We know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 p.m. the exact time the murder took place. But that would mean Queen Amara couldn't possibly have committed this crime. Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi. So Minister Inga's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara. I'm afraid I no longer follow defense. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the minister and the accused to stage the crime? Yes, that fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. And Dirk could have only been there in the tomb if she was channeling him. Which means, while Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime, she didn't kill Minister Inga. His real killer is someone else. Okunka! What's going on here? Is her mercifulness covering for someone? Queen Amara's not the killer, then who is it? Isn't it obvious? Why was this rite held in the first place if Queen Garen wasn't going to perform it? Who was behind the two sisters switching places, and for what reason? The answers to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterate a certain someone else's alibi.
Take that!
Why, is this some kind of joke? No, Your Majesty. I could never joke about something so grave. The only one who seemed to have a perfect alibi at the time of the murder was Her Eminence, Garen Sigadar Sigma Male Kurain. Queen Amara, didn't your sister Queen Garen ask you to pose as her? And perform the rite of channeling? And didn't she also have you drive Dirk's spirit from Miss Faye's body? And then stage the crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 p.m. while you were performing the rite of channeling as Queen Garen, didn't she kill Minister Inga while disguised as Dirk? Well, your mercifulness? It's no use trying to hide it any longer. You need to tell us the truth, now. Mother.
Just as Minister Inga's true killer is.
Mother, no! Ah ha ha ha! I really did it. Your Eminence, my life is yours! Isn't he one of Garen's royal guards? Queen Amara! Bailiff, arrest that guardsman! Mother. Garen couldn't have... Could she? Someone call for an ambulance, quickly now. Oh my god, we have more to do? Really? How much longer do we have? I'm enjoying this case, but like, fuck, I want to play something else. Have a good night, Jaemon. There's already going to be more streams of this, Barrick. We still have a whole ass other case to do. I'm gonna check something. Okay. We are at trial day 2, Beyond Despair. If we go over to episodes, we can check where we're at. Oh my god! Why? Why are we... This game is taking utterly too long. Like, because I don't want to take a break in the middle of the last case, but like, I want to play literally anything other than Ace Attorney right now. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just that I want to play a different game. I've been playing this game for a month. That's the issue, is that I've been stuck on this game for a month, and I've been, like, having so many ideas about what to play after it. I am enjoying this, especially this case specifically. I will say, I am enjoying this specific case a lot. Like, I've been playing Ace Attorney for a month. I guess let's put music on and then let's raid out. This... I don't know if it's an issue with pacing or just what, but this game is taking me significantly longer than every other Ace Attorney game. Like, I don't know what it is, but this game is taking a long time. Like, we're on part 14. I'm pretty sure part 14, yes, part 14 of Dual Destinies was the finale, and that included the DLC case. Let me check that. It would help if I could actually spell Ace Attorney. Let's see. Yeah, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies took me 15 parts to finish. So, I don't know if I'm just playing through this one significantly slower, but like, this game is taking long. I don't know, I think... I think Viv and I are planning on doing Ace Attorney tomorrow over on her stream. I think that's the plan. I don't know. Probably actually confirm that with her. But yeah, I don't know. If we're not doing Ace Attorney over on Viv's tomorrow, I'll probably be continuing this, but like taking a break from Ace Attorney to go play Ace Attorney with Viv. See, here's the thing with that actually, is that Ace Attorney with Viv is a completely different vibe because I have all the answers to all of the stuff. Plus, Viv and I get to, you know, shoot the shit. We get to talk shit. Make stupid ass jokes. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I wanna finish this case so that I can take a break between this and the next case. Because if I take a break now, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? I was really hoping to be done with this case today. But yeah, give me a second, we'll find someone to raid. Okay. Hey, look, Zoe and Army are streaming. Here is your raid message. The name for the next case? Yeah. I mean, actually, where did you see the name for the last case? Oh, I also never showed off the fact that you can change the costumes. Oh, we're not. No. Well, the next case is Turnabout Time Traveler. But yeah, other than that, I hope to see you here over on Viv's stream tomorrow, probably. Otherwise, have a good one and take care, everyone.